There we go with some Jerrdan wheel lift grids. Now here's a quick of your assembly. It's reversed. That goes on there. Slides in the axle. This guy here, you put in here. See? You're gonna shove that through. That pin at the back keeps it from pulling out. So then pull it out like this. And then your tire sits in here, which you'll see. So that'll get pulled here. I want to show you how it's all assembled. Same with the other side. It goes on the inside of the frame. This would be on the inside. This is facing outwards towards the tire. Inside to outside, inside to outside. That stays here. Your tire butts up on it. You'll see. Now this is a Kenworth that has damaged frame. I could fork the axle, but I'm not gonna. It's gonna be better to sit off the axle. The tires on this one. Axle's fine, but pull off the grids, it'll sit nice. Yep. Now here we go. First part on. Assemble it to where obviously it makes sense. Don't assemble it that far out. See how that sits when it's going down? So since we have no holes lining up yet, and this will be too far, might be okay, but it's gonna be like right there, see? It's gonna be pretty close. Obviously we're not grabbing this high, you're gonna be grabbing at the ground level, but so you can probably go in a little more if you want. See? Now look. Is that too much? What do you think? There's your two, right? Now don't put your pins in yet until you size it up and see what it looks like. I want you to do this more often. You'll get to know the holes that you want it to be in. Almost every tractor's width in between is the same when you're rear towing. So once you kind of set it, you don't really have to readjust the width. You don't have to readjust the width. So kind of once you set each one, you're golden. Now wait, if you're front towing though, if you're gonna be front towing one of these, you're gonna want to switch to the longer tube. That's your longer tubes. That goes under your front axle, so just switch those up and make your adjustments. Many kind of adjustments and many kind of holes, and you'll see here in a second. You got two, adjust that one or the other, and same. That thing slides in these holes right here where you want it to sit, to be closer or further away from the tire. If you're having to struggle to pull the tube out, you're going to want to sit here and bring your wheel grid back in a little bit so it sits further or sits back. I think I usually ride it about right at where it's flush, and that keeps it in, because if you have your tires too deep in there, then it's going to sit too low and you're going to be pretty much riding on that rear end, or you're not going to have enough in and it can hop out. So use your judgment. It's pretty self-explanatory. You'll see. This looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. See how I'm eyeballing it? I'm kind of just eyeballing how it's going to sit. That one might go in a little bit more, I'm not sure yet. That's the start of it. It's backwards. When you're thinking of Miller, it's backwards, because the tubes go in this way and then you pull them out so the tire sits in here, and then that guy is going to be on here, you'll see. So here's the start of it. and just adjust it to where you want. Whatever. There you go. So see, just get the pins lined up. But kind of once you play with it, put it right there. Just get your pins lined up. That'll put you in your whole first set of holes. See? So there's for your top hole, where you can come back one more notch. And that'll lock it in. Right at the end like that. And then adjust that accordingly. Like I said, I keep my shit sucked in all the way, so when I'm setting this up, it doesn't turn on me when I'm trying to screw around. Alright, so now since we're sitting here assessing it, I gotta get my pins. Now here's your pins. Now you're gonna put in these guys. Now you're starting to see the concept, right? And your pin. Now until I'm ready to figure out where I want my size, put them in this way and pin them that way, or vice versa. I kind of like to use this side. You don't want to run into nothing, extra shit hanging out this way, whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter, the hooks are here, so. But anyway, I wait till I set it up to where I want it. I'll show you roughly how it goes. Now see how it's tilting down, so you want to tilt up, level out your boom, under reach. Now I'm doing this one-handed. Tilt up, down, so you're roughly flush, you know. You can go in at an angle, but just for shit's sake. See that? So we're a little bit too much. So let's see. That's about good, see? It can almost come in a little bit more. Probably on this side. Come in. Gives me a little more play. See that? Leave your pins out, it'll size up. See, now you can kind of adjust where you want it. Pins are in. Looks pretty good. Now remember, it's going to be a pain in the ass with the mud flaps. I always try to get the mud flaps up. Okay. Once you're at that stage, you're good. Once you get to this stage, nub it up, right? Get it nubbed in there. It's made to only grab this wheel, people, so relax. And see where you want to be. See where you want to be. So what's our hole going to be? That one, right? Not that one, that one. So, now you know it's the outside hole. So anyone that's newer to this, it could be the back hole or the front hole. But usually once you set it on your tractors, you're good. And then once you set this stuff up, when you're done with it, suck it back in. As long as you got all your pins in, suck it all in, fold it up, and you're done. Simple. Now, like I said, this is an explaining video on how to put a Jerrdan wheel lift together.